Okay, let's get into your reading, Libra. Something is about to happen overnight, not gradually, not over time. Overnight. And I need you to understand what overnight means in the context of what the cards are showing. Because overnight is not a metaphor here. It is not a way of saying soon. It is the literal quality of what's coming. You go to sleep in one version of your life and you wake up in another quality. The specific can't be gradual, happens all at once kind of change that leaves a line in your story between the before and the after. And the news that triggers it is going to be so shocking that your first response is not going to be joy. It's going to be disbelief. The kind where you read it twice, the kind where you have to sit down, the kind where you call someone not to celebrate, but just to have someone else confirm that what you're seeing is actually real, and it is real. And the 0 to 1,000 quality of it, the going from where you are now to somewhere completely different overnight, is exactly what the cards are showing. And your guides brought you here today because the last minute surprise needs you ready. Before it lands, drop a comment right now and say, I claim this. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Okay, let's go all the way into this. Okay, first oracle card. The surprise has been building in the background while your foreground stayed unchanged, and the background is about to become the foreground. And your guides led with this because they want you to understand the structure of what's coming. Because the surprise is not appearing from nothing. It has been building in the spaces you couldn't see, in the rooms you weren't in conversations about you that you weren't part of, in decisions being made about you or toward you that haven't been announced yet. And while your foreground has stayed exactly the same daily life, the same routine, the same you don't know yet, the background has been getting fuller and fuller and fuller until the background is so full it can no longer stay background. And when it comes forward, when the overnight happens, the foreground changes completely and all at once. Okay, second oracle card. The 0 was never your real position. It was the holding pattern before the 1,000. And your guides are reframing the 0. Because 0 feels like nothing. Like the absence of movement, like standing still while everything else happens elsewhere. And your guides are showing me that the 0 was never your real position. It was the holding pattern. The specific, temporary, things are being arranged in the background holding pattern that precedes the kind of shift that can't be gradual. Because some things cannot arrive incrementally, they arrive complete. And the 1,000 cannot build from 1 to 2 to 3 when what it represents is a full position change. So the holding pattern holds until the 1,000 is fully ready. And the 1,000 is ready. Okay, third oracle card. The news arrives from a direction you were not watching, and that is specifically why it shocks you. And this oracle card explains the shocking quality, because if you had been watching the right direction, the news wouldn't be a surprise. And you were watching just not the direction the news is coming from. You were watching the door you've been expecting something from. And the surprise comes through a different door. One you weren't monitoring. One you might have stopped watching a while ago. And the specific combination, the size of the news, and the direction it comes from is what produces the won't sleep quality. Because when something big arrives from where you stopped looking, the mind has to work twice as hard to process it. The what is this and the I didn't see it coming, arriving simultaneously. Okay, fourth oracle card. The overnight quality is real. Your guides are not saying soon. They are saying the line exists and you are close to it. And your guides are being very specific about the timeline, because overnight means there is a line, a specific, real, you can almost feel it line between where you are now and where you're about to be. And you are close to the line, close enough that your guides brought you to this reading today to make sure you are standing with your eyes open when you cross it. Because crossing a line like this with your eyes open is a different experience from being surprised by it without any context. And the context is everything the cards are about to show. Oh, okay, fifth oracle card. What arrives overnight is not a lucky break. It is the delayed arrival of something that was always supposed to come. And your guides want to name what this actually is, because the overnight change might look like luck from the outside. Like something that landed randomly, like the universe deciding to be generous on a specific Tuesday, and underneath the luck appearance is something much more specific. A delayed arrival. Something that was always supposed to come and took longer than it should have for reasons that had nothing to do with you. And the delay has ended. And the arrival of something that was always supposed to be yours is not luck. It's destiny catching up with the timeline it was always supposed to keep. Okay, sixth oracle card. The won't sleep news has two layers, what it is and what it means for everything after it. And your guides want to show you both layers, because the news itself is the first layer, the shocking thing, the read it twice thing, the sit down thing, and underneath the news is the second layer, what the news means for everything after it. And the second layer is what keeps you awake. Not just because the news is shocking, but because the implications of the news are so large that the mind can't stop following them forward into the new possibilities, into the changed circumstances, into the version of your life that the news makes possible that wasn't possible the day before. And that version, the one the mind is running toward at 3 a.m., is the 1,000 beginning to arrive. The Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Wands, the Star, the Tower reversed, the Sun, the Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, the World, 8 cards. And every one of them is about the overnight and what it produces. The Wheel of Fortune first. And the Wheel of Fortune is the mechanism of the 0 to 1,000, because the 0 to 1,000 doesn't happen because you did something different overnight. It happens because the wheel clicked into a new position, the position that has the Ace of Wands and the Star and the Sun and the Six of Wands in it, all accessible, all available, all suddenly in range because the wheel moved. And the Wheel of Fortune click is the overnight quality, because the wheel doesn't move gradually. It clicks one position to the next, and the click is the line, and the line is close. And the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands is the spark, the ignition, the specific energy of something catching fire all at once. And the Ace of Wands is the perfect card for 0 to 1,000, because the Ace of Wands doesn't build, it ignites. And ignition is overnight. Ignition is you go to sleep in one version. And the Ace of Wands igniting in your spread is the energy of the surprise described in the most accurate card possible. Something is about to catch fire in your life, not slowly, the way fire always starts, suddenly, completely, and then everywhere. And the star is the hope the surprise is answering, because there is a hope you've been carrying, something specific, something you've kept quietly alive through the 0 period, through the holding pattern, through the where is it, through the this is taking too long. And the star is the universe confirming that the hope was always pointing at something real. And the real thing is the surprise. And the surprise is the hope arriving in the form it was always going to take. And the Tower reversed. And the Tower reversed is the most significant card in this spread for the 0 to 1000 theme. Because the Tower upright is sudden collapse, the structure falling, and reversed. The Tower reversed is the avoided collapse, the thing that could have fallen and didn't, the last minute reversal, the structure holding. At the specific moment, it looked like it might not. And the Tower reversed in a last-minute surprise reading is the cards confirming the last-minute quality, the specific, just-in-time, overnight nature of what's arriving. Something held, something reversed, something that looked like it was going one way and went completely the other. And the sun is the morning after the overnight, because the 0 to 1000 happens overnight, and then the morning arrives. And the morning after the overnight is the sun, the specific quality of waking up in the 1000, of the first morning in the new position. And the sun morning doesn't feel dramatic. It feels warm, uncomplicated. The specific warmth of someone who went to sleep in the 0 and woke up in something completely different and genuinely good. And the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles is the material dimension of the 0 to 1000, because the 1000 is not just a feeling. It's a real, tangible, this is actually in my hands, material change. And the Ace of Pentacles is that change in its freshest, newest, this door was not open yesterday form. And the Ace of Pentacles overnight is the most specific financial confirmation the cards can give for a reading about going from 0 to 1000. Because the Ace of Pentacles is the 1000 arriving in the material world. And the 6 of Wands. And the 6 of Wands is the world knowing. Because the 0 to 1000 doesn't stay private. The news is too big to stay private. And the 6 of Wands is the public, visible, people can see it recognition that follows something significant. And the 6 of Wands appearing here means the overnight change is not something you process alone in your room. It's something that becomes visible, that other people witness, that changes how the people around you see the situation and see you and the world is last and most complete. The 0 chapter completing, the holding pattern ending, the background becoming the foreground, and the world drawing the line, the specific real this is the line between the before and the after. And what's on the other side of the world card is the 1000 and the morning after the overnight, and the sun and the Ace of Pentacles material reality, and the 6 of Wands visible to everyone. And your guides want you standing at the World card with your eyes open and your hands already out. Okay, tea leaf cards, 7 of them. First tea leaf card, what's been building in the background? The specific thing that's about to come forward. And your guides are showing me the background, and the background has activity in it. Real activity, movement, decisions being made, conversations happening, things shifting in the spaces you haven't had access to. And the activity has been building to a point, a specific threshold, where the background can no longer hold what's in it. And the threshold is the overnight. And the overnight is when the threshold is crossed. And everything that has been building comes forward all at once. Next tea leaf card, the moment the news arrives, and the specific feeling in the first seconds, and your guides want to give you the feeling of the arrival moment. Because it's coming and the first seconds of it are specific, there's a quality of wait, of the mind stopping before the emotions start. The pure information processing stop where everything goes quiet while the brain tries to understand if what it's receiving is actually what it appears to be. And then the emotions start. And they don't start gradually, they start all at once. And the all at once emotional start is the won't sleep quality beginning. And the won't sleep quality is not bad. It's the mind trying to process something too good to process at normal speed. Next tea leaf card, the person you call first and what that call sounds like. And there is a person you call or text or show up for. The specific person who gets to be the first to know. And the call has a quality, not the quality of celebrating exactly, not yet, the quality of needing to hear another voice confirm that what you're experiencing is actually real. And the person on the other end is going to confirm it. And their reaction, the specific joy of someone who loves you, witnessing your 0 become 1,000, is going to make the reality of it land in a way that it couldn't land alone. Next tea leaf card, what the 1,000 opens, the doors that become available that weren't available at 0. And the 1,000 is not just a number change, it's a position change. And positions have access. And the access that the 1,000 brings is what the mind is running through at 3 a.m., the new doors. The ones that were closed at 0 and are open at 1,000. And some of those doors are things you've been wanting for a long time and couldn't reach from 0. And others are things you didn't know to want because you couldn't see them from where you were. And the 1,000 reveals what the 0 was blocking. And what was being blocked is more than you knew to ask for. Next tea leaf card, how quickly you adjust to the 1,000 and the most important thing to hold on to while you do. And the adjustment happens faster than you'd expect because the 1,000 feels like a big change from the outside, and from the inside, it feels like arriving somewhere you were always supposed to be. Not foreign, familiar. And the familiarity of the 1,000 is because you were always built for it. And the most important thing to hold on to while you adjust is who you were in the 0, the groundedness, the knowing what things cost, the specific relationship with hard work and patience that the 0 period produced. Because the 0 is what makes the 1,000 mean something, and meaning something is what makes the 1,000 last. Next tea leaf card, the people around you responding to the overnight change, who celebrates and who goes quiet. And not everyone responds to your 0 to 1,000 the same way. And your guides want you prepared for that. Because the people who were genuinely for you celebrate loudly, immediately, without hesitation. And the people whose relationship with you had a specific dynamic in the 0 go quiet. Not because they're bad people, because the dynamic they were comfortable with was the 0 dynamic. And the 1,000 changes the dynamic. And change dynamics reveal things about relationships that the 0 kept hidden. And the last tea leaf card, you the morning after in the 1,000 and what the new normal feels like. And your guides ended here because this is the image they want you to hold. You the morning after in the 1,000 in the new position. And the morning after doesn't feel dramatic. The dramatic happened overnight. The morning after feels different. The specific different of someone who knows that what they woke up in is not what they went to sleep in. And the new normal settles faster than expected. Because the 1,000 was always the right size for you. And the right size doesn't feel overwhelming. It feels like finally having enough room to fully be who you actually are. Okay. Final messages from your guides, 7 of them. Stay ready. The overnight can't land if you're not in position to receive it. And your guides put this first because it's the most practical instruction they have. Stay ready, not anxiously ready, open ready. The kind of ready that doesn't brace or force or try to manufacture the overnight. The kind that stays open and available and present for what arrives from the direction you weren't watching. Because the overnight needs you in position. And the position is not a physical thing, it's a posture. The open, expectant, I know something is coming posture of someone who watched this reading and took it seriously. Next final card. When the news arrives, read it twice, but trust it the first time. And your guides have a specific instruction for the moment because you are going to read it twice or hear it twice. Because the first time the mind will not fully process it, and the second time it will. And the instruction is, trust it the first time. Don't let the disbelief become a reason to minimize what's arrived. Don't let the it's too good instinct make you hold the news at arm's length until it's been here long enough to feel safe. Read it twice and then say, this is real. This is mine. This is the overnight. The card said was coming. Next final card. The 0 was the price of admission, and the 1,000 is what the ticket was for. And your guides want you to understand the relationship between the 0 and the 1,000. Because the 0 was not wasted time. It was not the universe being slow or indifferent. It was the price of admission, the specific cost of arriving at the overnight with everything needed to hold the 1,000 properly, and everything the 0 produced in you. The patience, the groundedness, the knowing what things cost is the ticket, and the 1,000 is what the ticket was for. And knowing that changes the 0 from something you endured into something that produced exactly the person the 1,000 needs in it. Next final card. Don't shrink the 1,000 to make other people comfortable. Receive it at its full size. And your guides are watching for this. Because when overnight change happens, the instinct can be to make it smaller in the presence of people who are still at 0, to downplay, to minimize, to protect people from the size of what arrived. Because the size makes them uncomfortable. And your guides are saying, don't. Receive the 1,000 at its actual size. Not arrogantly, fully. Because the 1,000 arrived. Because you were built for it. And making it smaller is the same as making yourself smaller. And the overnight didn't happen for you to be smaller in it. Next final card. The won't sleep night is worth every lost hour. Let the mind run toward the new possibilities. And your guides want to validate the won't sleep night. Because after the news arrives and the mind starts running toward everything it means, the instinct might be to slow it down. To be practical, to tell yourself to sleep, to process in the morning, to not get ahead of yourself. And your guides are saying, let it run. Because the won't sleep night is the mind doing what minds do when they're handed something real, and running toward real possibilities in the middle of the night is not getting ahead of yourself. It's understanding the size of what just arrived. Next final card. Save this and come back when the overnight happens. Tell me what the news was. Save this reading right now. Bookmark it. Share it today, because when you share something like this, what comes back is tenfold. And when the overnight happens, when the news arrives, when the 0 becomes the 1,000, when the won't sleep night actually doesn't sleep, come back here and drop a comment. Tell me what the news was. Tell me what direction it came from. Tell me if it was the door you weren't watching. Because someone watching this right now is in the deepest part of the 0. The longest, heaviest. When is anything going to change 0? And your comment saying the overnight came and it came fast and it came real is the thing that keeps them in position to receive theirs. And the very last card, last minute surprise. You go from 0 to 1,000 overnight, and the news is so shocking you won't sleep, and it is already on its way. Last minute surprise. You go from 0 to 1,000 overnight, and the news is so shocking you won't sleep. And it is already on its way, and your guides saved this for last, because the already on its way is the most important part, because the wheel has already clicked and the Ace of Wands has already ignited, and the star confirms the hope was always real, and the Tower reversed held what needed to hold, and the sun is waiting in the morning after, and the Ace of Pentacles door is already open, and the Six of Wands is already preparing to make it visible. And the world has already drawn the line between the 0 chapter and the 1,001. And the 1,001 starts overnight. And overnight is not far. And your guides brought you to this reading today because the last minute surprise needed you ready. And ready means open. And open means hands out. And hands out means when the news arrives, at whatever hour it arrives, from whatever direction it comes from, you receive it fully at its actual size, without reading it twice, before you let yourself believe it, because it's real and it's coming and it is already on its way. Okay, to bring this home, last minute surprise. You go from 0 to 1,000 overnight, and the news is so shocking you won't sleep, and the cards showed us everything. Your guides told us the surprise has been building in the background while your foreground stayed unchanged, and the background is about to become the foreground. That the 0 was never your real position, it was the holding pattern before the 1,000. That the news arrives from a direction you were not watching, and that is specifically why it shocks you. That the overnight quality is real. Your guides are not saying soon, they are saying the line exists and you are close to it. That what arrives overnight is not a lucky break, it is the delayed arrival of something that was always supposed to come. And that the won't sleep news has 2 layers, what it is and what it means for everything after it. The Wheel of Fortune showed the click happening, the mechanism of the overnight. The Ace of Wands showed the ignition, the something catching fire all at once. The Star confirmed the hope you've been carrying was always pointing at something real. The Tower reversed showed the last-minute reversal, the thing that looked like it was going one way going completely the other. The Sun showed the morning after the overnight, warm, uncomplicated, the 1,000 settling into the new normal. The Ace of Pentacles showed the material door opening, the 1,000 arriving in the physical world. The 6 of Wands showed the world knowing, the visibility that follows something significant. And the world completed the 0 chapter and began the 1,001. And the tea leaf cards showed what's been building in the background about to come forward, the moment the news arrives and the specific feeling in the first seconds, the person you call first and what that call sounds like, what the 1,000 opens that wasn't available at 0, how quickly you adjust, and the most important thing to hold on to, the people around you responding differently to the overnight change, and you the morning after in the 1,000, understanding that the new normal was always the right size for you. Stay ready. The overnight can't land if you're not in position to receive it. When the news arrives, read it twice, but trust it the first time. The 0 was the price of admission, and the 1,000 is what the ticket was for. Don't shrink the 1,000 to make other people comfortable. Receive it at its full size and let the won't sleep night run. The mind is just understanding the size of what arrived. All of it confirming. Last minute surprise. You go from 0 to 1,000 overnight, and the news is so shocking you won't sleep. And it is already on its way. Claim this, loves. Drop a comment and say, I claim this, and my overnight is coming, and the news is already on its way, and I receive it fully at its actual size, because every word of that is true. Save this, share it today, and come back and tell me what the news was. I want to know what direction it came from. If this resonated, please give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment and tell me what hit hardest. And if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Take care of yourself. Bye, loves.